all heard about safari, a very common phrase used by travelers to Africa. Safari is a Swahili word meaning journey and mostly used in countries where the big game safari occurs. How the word came about, I'll leave it for you to find out. My name is Duncan and I'm here to educate you about the weather and climate of Kenya and Tanzania as you prepare yourself for your epic journey to Africa. When you talk about Kenya and Tanzania, what really comes into your mind? Yes, the Great Wildebeest Migration is an epic event that occurs all year round with its epic season between July all the way to October. But did you know Kenya and Tanzania doesn't really offer this magical event, but a whole year safari encounter with its different temperature and climates? Stick around to know what each month offers and how you can plan yourself for your epic safari to Africa. When we look into the geographical location of these two countries, Kenya lies along the equator, with most parts of the country being at an altitude of 2,000 meters. The weather here is relatively stable with pleasant temperatures and dry and wet seasons. On the other hand, Tanzania lies 1 to 12 degrees south of the equator, more of a tropical with dry and wet season just as Kenya, and also stable and pleasant temperatures. These optimum temperatures throughout the year ensures or rather offers an all year round safari viewing experience to all guests who are coming to Kenya and Tanzania. The topography of these two countries ranges from the highlands all the way to the lowlands. This is in terms of regions. Highlands tends to experience a more cool and temperate climates as compared to lowlands. We all know about the four seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Traditionally, Kenya and Tanzania does not experience distinctive spring and winter seasons. The seasons here can be divided into dry and wet seasons. So let's look into these seasons of the year of Kenya and Tanzania. The first season comes in between January and March. This is the hottest season of the year. It is very popular for travelers from the northern hemisphere to travel during this season. What you expect to do is climbing Mount Kenya, going out for big game safari, and swimming along with the dolphins along the coastal regions of Kenya and Tanzania. The second season comes in between April and June, the long rainy season. This period of the year receives heavy downpours, and also it doesn't mean that it rains every day. A good time for safari, especially for photographers, because they have lush green vegetation all over, baby boom of different species giving birth. For birds, they have beautiful plumage showing away. In terms of tourists, we have very few tourists in the hotels, which guarantees, if you're traveling as a group, some exclusive use of a camp or a lodge. Remember that some of the camps during these seasons are closed and you might get cheaper rates while traveling in this particular time of the year. The next season falls in between July and September, the coolest time of the year, and is very unique and iconic for two types of migration. One is the famous wildebeest migration that occurs in northern Serengeti and in the Masai Mara reserves. For this case, expect your safari rates to be high because of high demand. Very few hotel, lodge or camp slots, and very many people both in the parks and in the hotel. The other migration is the humpback whales migration, which occurs along the Kenyan coast. It's also very unique for this time of the year, and in most countries in the European side is usually very summer, a very hot season, and they tend to travel to Kenya and Tanzania so that they can enjoy the cool environment within these two countries as they enjoy their safari and their summer vacation. The last season comes in between October and December, also a very good time for safari. The wildebeest migration might extend all the way to October in most of the cases for Kenyan side, and remember, as we mentioned earlier, November and December experiences low showers brought in by northeast monsoon winds, usually early morning and late in the evening.